Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Brahmachari Ashram Śrīmad His Divine Grace Shalasi Bhaktivedanta Swami Raj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Gaur Premanande Hari all glorious to these sound devotees, all glorious to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Taramane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pṛcchati Devi. Om Agyanatimanandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chaksur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadāti Swapadantikam Vandeham Shigara Shiyuta Parakamalam Shigaram Vaishnavamscha Shirupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Vrajana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shiva Sakan Zvitamscha Hey Krishna Karna Sindho Dinabandho Dugapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishuvanu Siddha Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakapa Trubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patilanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Pranityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Just a short talk, well, it'll be short, about the loving exchanges, 6 loving exchanges that are mentioned by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Nectar of Instruction, as well as how they're supposed to be practically applied within the Krishna consciousness movement. So this is verse number 4 from the Nectar of Instruction. Dadāti pratigṛhṇāti guhyam ākhyāti pṛcchati bhuṅkte bhojayate caiva ṣaḍ-vidhaṁ prīti-lakṣaṇam. Offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind and confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasāda, and offering prasāda are the 6 instances of love shared by one devotee and other. In Srila Prabhupada's purport, he mentions the Krishna conscious aspect of these 6 loving exchanges, that the greatest charity has been given, according to Srila Rupa Goswami, by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he says, Maho Mahabharanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namani Gurat Krishe Namaha. That he says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving Krishna Prema by the process of pure devotional service in Krishna consciousness. So to offer that to others is actually charity. And then, of course, revealing one's divine confidence has to do with explaining about what our realizations about the process of Krishna consciousness is. How to follow the path of devotional service to actually become conscious of Krishna. So we explain that to others. Srila Prabhupada, he wanted us to attend classes regularly so that the devotees who are giving the classes, they can express their realizations about the path of the pure devotional service and becoming conscious of Krishna. And then the devotees can discuss that, the purports of Srila Prabhupada's books, as well as the personal realizations of the different devotees. And prasāda, of course we offer prasāda, and we accept prasāda as something practical. Now, how to engage in these loving exchanges, Srila Rupa Goswami will explain in the next verse. Krishneti yasya giritam manasadriyeta dikshasti chat pranitibis chabhajantam isham shushu shaya chabhajanam ananya anya indati sunyaridayam isita sangalabdya. One should honor the devotee who chants the holy name within the mind. One should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Lord Krishna. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, diksha, and is engaged in worshiping the deity. One should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who has advanced in undeviated devotional service. His heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others. The application of these 6 loving exchanges, which is the basis of our advancement in Krishna consciousness. In the spiritual world, there are only loving exchanges. There's nothing else going on. And in order to come to the spiritual platform, we have to become expert in these loving exchanges. So to apply that properly, we have to reciprocate with those who are practicing devotional service appropriately. And it begins with hearing, as we're hearing the Nectar of Devotion, from those who are the most expert in these loving exchanges, and following their example of how they apply those loving exchanges in their relationship with other devotees. In other words, for instance, initiation is meant so that we can act on the second-class platform, on the Madhyam Adhikari platform. On the Kanisa Adhikari platform, we have little knowledge and little discrimination about these loving exchanges. Matter of fact, those who are on the neophyte platform, they're not actually ultimately interested in loving exchanges, they're interested in profit, either freedom from distress, or some material remuneration, or the gaining of transcendental knowledge, transcendental understanding, or spiritual understanding, or just freedom from all material misery by realizing oneself as Brahman. So the center for the neophyte is one's personal self. And all activities are all done in order to please the personal self. And on the liberated platform, it begins with Ishvara and Prema. Things are done to please Krishna, knowing that if Krishna is pleased, then the self will be pleased. Ourselves will be pleased. That's the basis of why we take initiation, to act on the second on the Madhyama Adhikari platform, to take an example and instructions of our acharyas in disciple succession, so that we act for the pleasure of Krishna, which principally is to expand the Hare Krishna movement, to teach others these 6 loving exchanges by example and by instruction. Therefore, that's the primary service to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this age. Whoever we meet, Yari Deka Tarikaha, Krishna Upadesh, Amara Agai Guruhana Taridesh. Whoever we meet, we're supposed to help them become Krishna conscious. Of course, we can only help people become Krishna conscious as much as we've understood what Krishna consciousness is. But even if we don't understand very much, at least we should somehow or another, either by distributing books or by going to Harinam, or by telling people that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, try to help those we have contact with. Srila Prabhupada mentions, like for our family, we can sit down morning and evening, and we can chant Hare Krishna together. Hear Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Bhagavad Gita, worship the deity, and that's helping our family members become Krishna conscious. And those who are trying to act on the Madhyama Adhikari platform, they try to learn how to cooperate with the devotees with the aim of helping others become Krishna conscious. There's no question of everyone agreeing on everything. That's not possible. But the central point, if everyone agrees on that our energy should be utilized to inform people that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then one can resolve one's differences with keeping that in mind. And one has to recognize the acharyas, those who are the most expert in these loving exchanges, follow their instructions and example. Now, one may take initiation, as Prabhupada writes in the verse, that a neophyte devotee and an intermediate devotee can also accept disciples, but such disciples should be on the same level, and it should be understood that they can't advance very well due to their insufficient guidance. So therefore, anyone who's taking responsibility in the Hare Krishna movement, they should try to understand, first of all, what spiritual level they've obtained, and what the spiritual level of others, what they've attained. And one has to recognize, for instance, Srila Prabhupada as the founder acharya in a line of acharyas in disciple succession, and understand that he was perfectly expert in the 6 loving exchanges with the devotees. And therefore, whatever level of attainment anyone in the society may have obtained, whatever their service may be, they have to refer to Prabhupada's instructions and example as a basis of instructing anyone else and how to engage in those 6 loving exchanges and serve the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That we may have many Uttama Adhikaris within our society, we may have many Madhyama Adhikaris, or everyone may even be a Kanistha Adhikari. After all, the 4 Kumaras were considered by Srila Rupa Goswami in the Nectar Devotion as highly elevated Kanistha Adhikaris. So it is not that Kanistha Adhikaris have no spiritual attainment. 4 Kumaras are certainly worthy of our appreciation. But they were not, until they went to Vaikuntha and met Lord Narayan, they were simply knowledgeable about Brahman, but they were not so expert at pure devotional service. In any case, whatever our situation may be, everyone has to take Srila Prabhupada's example and instructions as the basis of their instructions and example. That anyone in our society will only become as effective as they follow Prabhupada's example and instructions. The more they follow Prabhupada's instructions, then they become effective to helping others. So Prabhupada was expert at two things. One, he was a strict follower of our parampara. That is, he didn't deviate from the Siddhanta, especially the Siddhanta, that completely absorbing himself and helping others become Krishna conscious. And recommending, and by following the process of doing so, chanting the holy names, worshiping the deities, erecting holy places of pilgrimage, creating temples, distributing transcendental literature. This is what Prabhupada was completely absorbed in. And at the same time, he knew how to create favorable relationships with others in order to inspire them to become Krishna conscious. He was an attractive personality, exhibiting what he was talking about, actually love for Krishna and love for all living entities in relation to Krishna. And that way he dedicated his energies to helping others become Krishna conscious by his practical example. So, in these loving exchanges, then we have to follow strictly the process of what is recommended by Srila Prabhupada and our acharyas that actually produce these loving exchanges. The chanting of Hare Krishna will produce loving exchanges amongst the devotees because chanting Hare Krishna brings Krishna into the center. And if Krishna is there, then the source of love is there. If Krishna is not there, there is no question of love. You can't have heat and light unless you have fire. Unless you have the sun, you can't have illumination. Unless Krishna is in the center, then there's no question of loving exchanges amongst the devotees. So putting Krishna in the center, as much as one puts Krishna in the center and learns how to attract people to Krishna, of course, chanting the holy names, worshiping the deities, hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Bhagavad Gita, coming to the temple, visiting holy places, and service to the devotees in terms of helping them become Krishna conscious by offering them prasadam and arranging in devotees' lives what's necessary to help them concentrate their lives in Krishna's service. So if this becomes the basis of our existence, then we're actually properly engaging the loving exchanges. If we think singing songs to the demigods or going to the movies with the devotees or extensively playing, sports with the devotees, this is part of loving exchanges, well, unless you're a cowherd boy in Vrindavan playing sports, it's unlikely it's really so much part of the loving exchanges with the devotees. Somehow or another, Krishna has to be in the center, then it's part of the loving exchanges. And if Krishna is not there, then it's doubtful how much what we're doing will actually invoke Krishna consciousness within us. In any case, we take shelter of those devotees who are most expert in following strictly the process given to our acharyas, and at the same time can demonstrate effectively how to inspire others to follow that process, the processes given by our founder acharyas. By taking shelter of the example of the instructions of such devotees, we can also become expert in the same activities. And the more we become expert in such activities, the more we please Krishna, then the more we come to the platform of pure devotional service and pure Krishna consciousness. And other activities will not be so effective. So I'll stop there. Any questions?
Yes. How is it possible that
No, well, the way they do it is they follow the instructions of the liberated souls, the acharyas. Just like you may not be expert as a car mechanic, but if you follow the instructions of an expert car mechanic, then your activities are as good as the expert car mechanic. So the neophyte devotee, he should act putting aside his neophyte desires and try to, as it says, gyane priyasam udapasanam deva jivanti sanmukaritam bhavadiya vartam. So we should put aside our mental speculation, our materialistic desires, and follow the instructions given by the liberated acharyas in disciple succession. Follow their example. And therefore, although we may not be liberated, if we act on the liberated platform, then we'll come to the liberated platform. Yes?
Now, how to start the question. Prabhupada said, Jesus Christ got crucified.
Well, we're only going to answer questions pertaining to the subject matter that I've been speaking about. So unless your question pertains to the subject matter, maybe you should ask it some other time.
What is the subject matter of topic?
Well, if you don't know the subject matter, then how can you ask a question about it? We're talking about the 6 loving exchanges with the devotees and how to properly apply them in pure devotional service under the directions of our acharyas.
So, okay. Have you seen Krishna?
Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much. Nectar of Instruction, Ki Jai. Śrīla Prabhupada, Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande.